Have you been shoulding all over yourself? Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to this transformative space. My name is Annie Henderson, and I am a life coach here in North Texas. I am your guide and cheerleader as we talk today through this important topic, something that is near and dear to my heart, the topic and idea of generational curses and how shoulds and expectations from others hold us back. As always, awareness comes first. So first we have to step into understanding generational curses. So we understand really well the idea that we inherit physical traits from our ancestors, but sometimes we inherit generational curses. It might be behaviors, patterns passed down through generations that influence our lives in different ways. Sometimes they influence our lives in ways that we don't even recognize or realize. So let's dive a little bit deeper and explore how these patterns can affect us and influence and possibly even limit our potential and our growth. Then there are the shoulds. Those expectations and societal norms that can feel like heavy chains, constraining our authentic self. How many times have you heard, you should do this, or you should do that, or even think to yourself, I really should call my mom. I really should be on the PTA. Whatever your should is, recognizing that that is a thought in your head. And just because it's a thought in your head doesn't mean it is true. It's time to unravel these shoulds and start to make space for your true, authentic self to shine. Now let's talk solutions. Some of the tools that I use with my clients include journaling. Now I know some of you hate journaling with a passion, and you might say it's hard, but I want to shift your mindset around that and have you use the word unfamiliar. Journaling is really unfamiliar, which just means you haven't done it enough to get used to it, to see the benefit. Now, journaling can be an everyday thing. Usually when we get into that pattern and that habit, it makes it easier. But know that you could do a weekly journal. You could do a check-in. But journal and list all of the shoulds that come up in a week or in a day, just to help with that awareness and seeing, oh my gosh. So just the simple fact, and I will share this video that I've made before about your reticular activating system and how this works. But just the simple fact that we're talking about this now, you might start being more aware and you might start hearing it when you say should. That's a great step. But I don't want you to stop there. Go ahead, make your list of areas where you feel like you're controlled and compelled by this should monster. Another simple shift that you can start trying is when that, I really should do this, comes out of your mouth. Know, one, that you're hearing it and processing it, but if you have little ones around you, or you just want to be a better role model for those and not contribute to this expectational society, then fix it right in the moment. So if you're like, I really should go to that event, then you can stop yourself and think, I want to go to the event, or I think I have the energy to go this time. I'll go next time, right? Making sure that you are aware that you have choices. You don't have to do anything, right? I technically, and now my kid can drive, but if my kid needed to be picked up, I technically don't have to. Yes, there might be consequences, right? I don't have to do the dishes. I don't have to do this or that. I don't have to write a thank you note. Sorry, that came up because of a conversation with my own mom. And it wasn't about thank you notes, so don't attack me for that one. But just noticing what is something generational that has been passed down to me that I feel like I'm a prisoner to, And what is something that I can see? What is the right thing for me? Yes, my mom might want me to do this or act in this way. What do I want for myself? What do I want for my kids? And as I say to my clients all the time, sometimes if you're unsure of that, because a lot of times if we were raised, whether it's with a parent or at church or some kind of authority figure, sometimes we can have their thoughts in our heads and we can get confused. What do I actually think about this? If you're a people pleaser, then that can be really confusing because you usually default or you ask others and you lose that sense of self. So noticing, what is it? So the easy way to twist this is think about, oh, what would I say about this to my kids? And then it gets really clear and simple, right? So if we're like, oh, I really should go to this, would I force my kids to do this? No, I wouldn't make them do that, right? So it really is a quick shift on what's healthy and what's not. What do I really feel versus what am I expected to do because of all these shoulds that have been passed down? So noticing, what generational curse do I not want to pass on to the next generation? So whether you have kids or not, right? How you show up in the world around others, they're going to see, right? So how do you want to show up? Is it based off of other people's shoulds and expectations of you? Or how you actually feel? Just because it was right for a previous generation does not mean it's right for you. So knowing that and empowering yourself. And it might take time to release and cut the cord with some of these old generational curses and start to have that belief. So if you need a one-on-one coach, sign up for a consultation call with me so we can see if it's a good fit, because sometimes you need that extra support. You need to be surrounded by people or join a group where people understand you because they have similar things that they're working on. I used to be a massive people pleaser, so I love helping other people pleasers work through this. So those are just a couple of tools for you to try out, right? Awareness and journaling and shifting it and changing in the moment, practicing that regularly is going to be so helpful. Definitely check out the reticular activating system video that I've made before so you can understand how that works. If we focus on fear and negative and shoulds that are draining us, we are going to focus on that and we're going to continue that loop that we don't really even want versus starting to shift the narrative in our head. Let me know in the comments a should that you've held on to way too long, or even one that you've been able to release in the past and you feel so much freer and more authentic. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back here next Monday. I can't wait to see you here.